You have cut the calories, you have done the cardio, and you have stressed over your diet. Yet that stubborn layer of visceral fat around your midsection simply refuses to leave. You feel like you are fighting a losing battle against your own biology. And in a way, you are right. Most people are trying to burn fat by strictly operating on the calories in, calories out model, but they are completely ignoring the thermodynamic engine of the human body. There is a physiological switch inside of you, a literal biological mechanism that is currently turned off. If you can flip this switch, you stop begging your body to lose weight and instead force it to burn fat as a survival mechanism. This isn't about willpower. It is about leveraging an ancient metabolic adaptation that our ancestors used daily, but that modern comfort has completely erased from your life. The routine I am about to break down is not comfortable, but it is the single most effective protocol for turning your body into a heat-generating furnace that melts visceral fat to keep you alive. To understand why this routine works, we have to look at the biology of fat itself, because not all fat is created equal. You are likely familiar with white adipose tissue. That's the squishy stuff on your stomach, hips, and thighs. Its job is storage. It is your body's pantry for excess energy. But there is another type of fat hiding in your body called brown adipose tissue, or BAT. Think of brown fat not as storage, but as a heater. It is dark in color because it is packed with mitochondria, the power plants of your cells. When brown fat is activated, it doesn't store energy. It voraciously consumes energy to generate heat. Babies are born with a lot of this because they can't shiver to stay warm. For decades, scientists thought adults lost their brown fat as they aged. But recent groundbreaking research has proven that adults still have it. It is dormant, sleeping in the upper back, neck, and around the clavicles, waiting for a signal to wake up. When you activate even a small amount of brown fat, it acts like a metabolic sinkhole, sucking glucose and white fat out of your bloodstream to burn for fuel. The number one routine to trigger this is cold water immersion, or cold thermogenesis. Let's look at this through an evolutionary lens to understand why this is so potent. For 99% of human history, we did not have central heating, heated seats, or Canada Goose jackets. Our ancestors were constantly exposed to temperature fluctuations. If it was winter, they were cold. This chronic exposure to mild cold meant their brown fat was constantly active, burning calories just to maintain a body temperature of 98.6 degrees. Today, we live in what scientists call a thermal neutral zone. We keep our houses at 72 degrees, our cars at 72 degrees, and our offices at 72 degrees. Your body has become metabolically lazy because it never has to work to regulate its temperature. You have essentially outsourced your metabolism to your HVAC system. By reintroducing cold stress, you are forcing your body to remember how to work. Consider the caloric intake of Olympic swimmers like Michael Phelps. In his prime, he was consuming up to 10,000 calories a day. Yes, he was training hard, but he was also spending hours submerged in water that was significantly cooler than his body temperature. His body was burning massive amounts of energy just to stay warm, a process driven by brown fat. So how do you implement this without needing a cryotherapy chamber or a frozen lake? The protocol is simple, but it requires mental fortitude. It starts the moment you finish your regular morning shower. You're going to engage in what is known as a Scottish shower, or contrast hydrotherapy. Turn the water temperature down as cold as it will go. Do not ease into it. The shock is part of the medicine. You need to position yourself so the water hits the back of your neck and your upper back directly. This is crucial because, as mentioned, this is where the highest concentration of brown fat depots are located in adults. Your goal is to stay under this water for a minimum of 30 seconds to start, eventually working your way up to 2 or 3 minutes. When that cold water hits, you will gasp. That gasp is a reflex. Your heart rate will spike, and you might start to shiver. Do not suppress the shiver. Shivering is succinate release, a molecule that further activates brown fat thermogenesis. What is happening chemically during these few minutes is profound. The shock of the cold triggers a massive release of norepinephrine, adrenaline, and dopamine. Norepinephrine is the key here. It binds to the receptors on your brown fat cells and flips the switch, telling them to start generating heat immediately. To fuel this heat, the brown fat starts pulling triglycerides, fat, from your white fat stores, specifically targeting the stubborn visceral fat that surrounds your organs. This isn't just a calorie burn that happens while you are in the shower. It creates an afterburn effect. Your metabolism shifts gears. Research published in reputable medical journals has shown that regular cold exposure can increase metabolic rate by up to 350%. Furthermore, this spike in norepinephrine drastically lowers inflammation and improves insulin sensitivity. Remember, high insulin blocks fat burning. By using cold to sensitive your body to insulin, you are opening the doors for fat loss to occur for the rest of the day, regardless of what you are doing. This routine effectively mimics the environmental stressors that kept our ancestors lean. We live in a world of comfort, and that comfort is killing our metabolism. By voluntarily introducing this short burst of positive stress, or hormesis, you are hardening your body. It is a mental victory as much as a physical one. When you stand in that freezing water, every instinct in your brain will scream at you to step out, to turn the knob back to hot, to seek comfort. By overriding that impulse, you are training your prefrontal cortex, the willpower center of your brain. You start your day with a victory. You stepped into the discomfort, you survived it, and you emerged stronger. To summarize the execution, wake up, hydrate, and get into the shower. Wash with warm water as usual. Then turn the dial to cold. Focus the stream on your neck and upper back. Breathe through the initial shock. Long, slow exhales to calm your nervous system. Endure it for 30 seconds to 3 minutes. Step out and let your body warm up naturally. Don't immediately jump into a warm sweater. Let that internal furnace work to bring your temperature back up. This is the #1 routine because it doesn't rely on you counting almonds or running marathons. It relies on the laws of thermodynamics. You are forcing your body to burn its own reserves to survive the cold. It is raw, it is primal, and it is the missing link in your fat loss journey. Start tomorrow morning, embrace the shiver, and watch the visceral fat melt away.